think we have everybody. So with that, go ahead and get started with the Zionsville Plan Commission meeting of Monday, July 20th, 2020. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. But okay. Wayne, can you take roll, please?
Certainly. Ms. Walker?
Present.
Mr. Papa?
Present.
Mr. Franz?
Present.
Mr. Lewis?
Present.
Mr. Jones?
Present.
Ms. Grabanowski?
Present.
Mr. Fedor?
Present.
All right, so we have everybody here, so a simple majority of 4 votes will pass action tonight. I remembered to do this, Wayne, tonight. So if there's anybody in the attendees group that would like to be recognized, please hit the raise your hand button and Wayne will recognize you for the minutes.
Yes. Joe Gregoline? John Coran? Leslie Steinert? Ben Hull? Melissa Gerard, and I apologize for anybody who I've not pronounced your name correctly.
All right.
That is it.
I think that's it. With that in your packet, there's a, okay, on the minutes. So let's talk about these in order. January minutes, Wayne, you have something to state about those. Can you please go ahead and do so?
Correct. As you may recall, this body met in January. I had a meeting. That set of minutes, unfortunately, the audio was recorded here in the building, but another meeting that was occurring in a different room conflicted with the capturing of that audio. We do have a second source. It's on my laptop that I use. That laptop had found its way to a different use within town government. We have retrieved it back, and I now have half of the minutes done. I'm working through that topic. It's just taking a little longer than usual, but do want to give you a progress report on those minutes.
All right, thanks. And then the April 20th minutes. At this point, Larry, you're going to provide a copy of those to Janice with your comments. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so we can do something with the June 15th minutes. They were in your packet. At this point in time, is there any comments, additions, deletions to those?
I move we approve the minutes from June.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor signify by aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries 7-0. I assume we can do those by acclamation. Dan?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Before I forget, Wayne, you had talked about wanting to talk about an open house. Do you want to go ahead and do that now while everybody's here?
Certainly, happy to. We have a public notice that has been posted. A press release will be coming out, I would say, in the next 36 hours or so. This is an open house that will be hosted at the Indianapolis Executive Airport here in Zionsville. The event is on the 28th of this month at 7 p.m. on July 28th. The purpose of the open house is to allow the public an opportunity to interface with consultants that have been gathering data related to the growth of the airport and the growth of the community and how those two topics intertwine. This is an airport study that was started about 16 months ago, and this is the moment where we're working towards creating of a document to present to the public. This public open house is designed to gather data. The materials associated with the open house will also be posted online. There's no requirement to attend the open house in order to participate, but certainly we want to create that opportunity within one of the airport's hangars. I believe the square footage of that hangar is 15,000 square feet. So we should be in very good shape to facilitate social distancing. If attendance based upon the interest drives it to 2 showings, if you will, there will be the ability to provide the presentation at least 2 times that evening, as well as providing it online. So there's many different ways for the folks, for residents, interested parties to participate in this public process that's happening Tuesday, July 28th at 7 p.m. at Indianapolis Executive Airport here in Zionsville.
All right, thank you, Wayne. With that, let's get on to tonight's business. First item on the docket is 2020 10Z Windhaven, 8175 and 8775 West Oak Street. Petition for a zone map change to rezone a 24.283 plus or minus acres from the rural R1 residential zoning district to the PUD planned unit development zoning district. At this point in time, the petitioners requested a continuance from the June 15th or tonight's meeting to the July 20th. No, I'm reading last week. So they've requested a petition from the July 20th, 2020 meeting tonight to the August meeting, which will be held on August
17th.
17th. Once again, it's my understanding, Dan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, given the current situations, these continuances such as this, in hopes of being an in-person meeting, are generally be granted without any question.
Right.
All right. That being said, I will ask if there's anybody in the audience who has any comments on this one. I think there might be. If there is, raise your hand. If not,
There is a hand raised. I will promote this person to your panelist position.
Hi,
hello.
640 White Oak Court, Zionsville, Indiana.
And the comments you make tonight are specifically about the continuance only, not about the specific matter.
No, that would not be the case.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Then there's, at this point in time, we can't take your comments.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Is anybody else all right, since there isn't at this point in time, I'll take a motion, or is there any questions from any members of the Plan Commission? If not, is there a motion to continue this to the August 17th meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor? I guess we'll have to do this by roll call. So Wayne, if you take roll, please.
Certainly. Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Mr. Papa?
Aye.
Mr. Franz?
Aye.
Mr. Lewis?
Mute.
George, you have to unmute.
There he is.
There he goes. You got it.
Yeah, I'm on the phone though. I don't know which one can you hear me now?
Yes. So we're,
Okay. Hi.
all right, very good. Thank you, sir. Ms. Grabanowski?
Aye.
Mr. Fedor?
Aye.
All right, that carries 7-0. Continue to next month's meeting in hopes that we can actually do this in person, some form or fashion. New business tonight is docket number 2020-19 DP AES Office Building 10440 Bennett Parkway. Petition for development plan approval of a 12,000 plus or minus square foot, 6,000 square foot footprint office building on a 4.3 plus or minus acres within the Urban Industrial 2 zoning district, I2 Urban. Waivers of building materials and architectural design requirements requested. Is the petitioner present? You are on mute. There you go.
This is Sean Curran with Curran Architecture, address 5719 Lawton Loop, East Drive in Indianapolis. And we are here with Ben Hool and Leslie Steiner from Landworks, who are the civil engineers for the project.
Proceed, please.
All right. Would you like me to share my screen? Do you have documents to present or to pull up, or?
If you can share the screen, the screen, go ahead.
Okay. Let me pull up the documents then. All right, I have my screen up. Everybody able to see that?
Yes.
All right. Okay, what we're here tonight to present is, oops, sorry about that. My stuff moved around here. What we have is this is a office building on Bennett Parkway, which is located across the street from the FedEx ground facility, south 106th Street. This will be the headquarters building for AES Restaurant Group. AES Restaurant Group is the 4th largest Arby's franchisee in the country. And they have an office in Westfield currently, as well as an office in Ohio. And they're moving, consolidating their locations to Zionsville. They currently own this piece of property and are looking forward to being part of the community. The building design itself is, as you can see, is it's an office building. There are some private garage spaces for the occupants to be able to park their vehicles, as well as for them to be able to park a couple of service vehicles that they use to be able to do maintenance work on their buildings. So those are the garage spaces that are located on the west elevation, which is the back of the building, not facing the road. The front of the building, which faces Bennett Parkway, is this elevation here, which has a combination of brick, cast stone, a limestone veneer, as well as fiber cement, the tower entry element. The building has a single slope standing seam metal roof that slopes from the roadside on the low slope to the high side on the back side facing the woods. This site is on a hill with the grade changing going from east to west, sloping down towards a creek. So we've designed the building and the site along with Landworks to create basically a one-story building facing the road, and then essentially a walkout basement type of effect for the backside that faces towards the woods. So this backside is all office spaces on the upper level, looking out towards the woods, a balcony here, which is off of their break room, and then the lower level, so it's not seen from the road, as well as also not seen from within the offices as well, is the private parking down on the lower level of the building. As I mentioned, Ben and Leslie are both here to talk specifics about the site, if you have any questions about the site. And I can answer any questions about the building specifically as well if you have specific questions. We've presented a narrative along regarding the waivers for materials and Zionsville theme, and I've detailed that in the narrative as well. So if there's any questions specific about those, I can answer those as well.
Thank you. Is there any comment from any members of the public? If there is, please raise your hand. Wayne, is there any?
I'm not seeing any hands raised.
All right. Then can we have the staff report, please?
Certainly, if Mr. Curran would want to remove his screen, that might help my view on if there's any other parties that are interested in seeing participating in the public process here. Thank you, Sean. With this petition, certainly the staff is very excited to speak about it. This is a 2013 plat. This is the last lot in the subdivision that first facilitated the first extension of Bennett Parkway, as well as the construction of the FedEx facility. The site itself, as I mentioned, was created in 2013 originally, and then was split to create Lot 6A and Lot 6B. Certainly the site, as it's been facilitated and provided to you this evening, is requesting some waivers from the materials and architectural standards as found in your zoning ordinance. As you know, your ordinance speaks to the projects that meet the salient features of the 19th century in terms of architectural requirements. This can be sometimes a bit challenging for more modern facilities that are providing for more modern types of amenities. So these waivers are in front of you. Certainly what the petitioner has put together this evening is very tasteful and meets the palate, certainly is supported by staff, and mirrors what you would see along this corridor, and exceeds in some cases what you see along this corridor as well. In addition, the Plan Commission would want to look at your process where the petitioner has facilitated notice via first class. I believe that's the case, but you'll have to correct me if that's something different. The Plan Commission in its motion would want to consider that waiver as well. This is something that you've talked about previously because the waiver supports social distancing, reducing the amount of touch points, if you will, with letters and the postal service. With the petition itself, again, staff is supportive of the petition as it's been filed, certainly supportive of the waivers that have been submitted as well. So this site is being very conscious of the built environment as well as the environmental constraints of the site and the topography. But again, the site has done a very nice job at hosting the building that's been proposed this evening. And certainly staff is here to answer any questions you may have. Dave, we're having a little trouble hearing you.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying that I'm having not a very good connection right now. My connection's poor, so I was saying if you can't hear me, Josh, you're gonna have to take over. There.
We can hear you, Dave.
Okay, you can now? All right.
Yeah, we got you back.
All right. Okay. With that, is there any questions from any of the members of the Plan Commission?
I got a couple. First, hey, Wayne, just this site, there's parcels to the north and south of it there on Bennett. So is the southern piece part of whatever is that? I'm sure that's a FedEx accessory building back in there.
The southern piece is Martin Trucking. So that's a standalone facility supporting Martin Trucking and their operations. That's to the north. I'm sorry, to the south, and then to the north is Landscapes Unlimited. I believe that's the name.
Okay, that's their parcel. In general, I like the architecture. I just always want to make sure, as I can go through the plans and look at details, I want to make sure those details kind of continue on through it. My other question is, so the basement areas are more or less for, so this is a restaurant group, but I'm assuming there's no food products and stuff really being run in and out of this facility.
That's correct. Yeah, they're not having, there's no like test kitchen or no food preparation or anything. They're a franchise group, so it's not like they're trying to create new menu items or anything like that. This is their just corporate office space. So, and wouldn't be storing, buns and meat or anything like that in the building. So nothing to be concerned about from that standpoint. It's really just for them to be able to, be able to pull a vehicle in where they would use that vehicle to go to, Dayton, Ohio to go work on a piece of equipment that broke down or something like that. They would store that vehicle. That way they can store their vehicles inside out of the weather. And if there would be, tools associated with that piece of equipment, they would keep those within that space as well. But yeah, nothing, no food related items. Right?
Okay. So they're not really taking any deliveries then per se.
No, exactly.
They'll bring whatever product they need. Yeah, I was just, my only concern was I was looking at that drive. And, that's a pretty steep drop to get down around that corner.
Yeah. The intent is that would only be their own drivers that would be going back there. There wouldn't be any delivery drivers or, it wouldn't be anything like that if anybody's going back there.
Is there anybody else with any other questions or any questions?
Well, I drove by there today and I thought it looked like from the drawings that you have here that you showed us, it looked like a great configuration for the terrain that you have there.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited to see the project come together.
Anybody else? If not, is there a motion?
Do we need 3 different motions?
Or motions, that's correct.
Right, you need motions on the waivers first, and then after those, a motion on the DPR itself.
And Mr. President, did we create the opportunity to see if there's any other members of the public that want to speak in either favor or in opposition to this request?
I might have asked, but I might have been in one of my situations where I wasn't being heard. Like I said, my connection's been pretty poor. With that, is there anybody in the audience who'd like to make a comment on this matter?
I see no.
Those no's. All right, so on the motions, so where are they?
I'll be happy to make the first one.
All right,
I move that the waiver of architectural building design requirements be approved based on the finding in the staff report as presented.
is there a second?
Second,
Wayne, would you please take roll?
Certainly. Mr. Papa,
Aye.
Mr. Franz,
Aye.
Mr. Lewis,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Ms. Grabanowski,
Aye.
Mr. Fedor,
Aye.
Ms. Walker.
aye.
All right, so that carries 7-0, so that waiver is granted. On the second waiver, is there somebody like to make the motion?
I move that the waiver for building materials be approved based on findings in staff report as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
I guess I should have asked, is there any comments, discussions before we vote? If none, Wayne, would you take roll, please?
Certainly. Mr. Franz,
Aye.
Mr. Lewis,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Ms. Grabanowski,
Aye.
Mr. Fedor,
Aye.
Ms. Walker,
Aye.
Mr. Papa.
Aye.
That motion carries 7-0, so that waiver is also approved. And then is there a motion to approve the development plan?
I move that docket 2020-19-DP to allow for a 2-story, 12,000 plus or minus square foot single tenant office building with related parking areas in the urban industrial 2 zoning district I-2 urban be approved based on the findings of the staff report, staff recommendations, and submitted findings of facts as presented and subject to resolution of the outstanding review items identified by the town engineer in Exhibit 6 of the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any questions, further discussion?
Wayne, did I need to add a waiver notice from that? Or waiver from,
No, they made proper notice with registered mail.
okay.
So if there's no further discussion, Wayne, would you please take roll?
Mr. Lewis,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Ms. Grabanowski,
Aye.
Mr. Fedor,
Aye.
Ms. Walker,
Aye.
Mr. Papa,
Aye.
Mr. Franz.
Aye. So again, 7-0, development plans approved. And with Mr. Curran, thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Next item on the docket, more for informational purposes, is 2018-18 DPR Apartments Amendment to Landscaping. Wayne, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, happy to. As this board knows, the ordinance allows for staff to approve minor amendments and requires the staff to report that change to you. And so that's what we're doing this evening. This is actually a topic that we long promoted back when even Walmart was looking at this site to take advantage of the point that the established and mature and healthy tree lines have for purposes of landscaping. And certainly ARIA is doing that as this amendment when they put together their plans just on the paper, if you will. They put together a landscape plan that worked, but it also, in theory, required that mature landscaping be removed to facilitate the planting of newer species. What has happened here is they've gone back to the drawing board, analyzed what the site could provide, and looked and have amended their plans accordingly, and staff has reviewed that and compared the points and has signed off on that change. So what you see is a better preservation of the site, natural features, environmental features, and certainly also the requirement to replace plantings if those do not survive. But anyway, that's the summary of the changes in front of you, and I'm happy to speak to this item.
Does anybody have any questions, comments? All right, well, thank you, Wayne. With that being the last item, I guess I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
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 All right, thanks a lot.
Shortest
Short
meeting ever.
Ever.
Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Be safe.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Good night.